Hello, folks. This is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on February 18th, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, in this video I'll be updating and making my picks. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is a format that I came up where I eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so you can see all these colors. I got 5 different colors and they represent the 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Powerball homepage to find out what 5 numbers just came up. And it was the 31, 32, 54, 60, and 63. The Powerball number was 12, but right now I'm only concerned about these 5 white ball numbers. Okay, I'm going to put them at the top of this list. And now I'm going to add colors to them like I did here in the past. Okay, so I'm going to get the colors off of the game card. Okay, so the 31 was orange. The 32 is blue. The 54 is red. The 60 is green. And the 63 is purple. So again, the 31 was orange. The 32 was blue. The 54 was red. The 60 was green. And the 63 was purple. Okay, so out of all 5 numbers here, the majority was even numbers 3 to 2. Okay, so this is a 5 color combination, which is very rare, so I kept track of 211 color code drawings so far, and a 5 number combination has now come up 16 times. Okay, so you can see that it's pretty rare that it comes up, but it does come up. But the thing about my game, usually on average a 3 color combination comes up the majority of the time. Okay, so that means 2 colors are not coming up, and that's what I want to focus on here. Okay, so I want to try to correctly guess what color will not be coming up, and I'll eliminate those numbers off of my game card. Okay, so you can see that the game card is for February 15th, 2023, so I need to update it for the 18th. So I get rid of all these colors and start from scratch. Okay, so my color code is right here. Here's the red numbers: orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers from this list over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so again, I'll start in with the 31, 32, 54, 63, and 60. The next line down is the 17, 26, 37, 61, and 65. And the last line is the 10, the 23, 30, 54, and 65. And you can see those are already taken. So again, I'm going to make these red numbers. And now I'm going to count how many red numbers are on my game card. So over here I got 5, 2 are 7, 1's 8, 2 are 10, and 3 are 13. So I'm going to put 13 up here. Okay, so now I'll move on to the orange. And I'm going to transfer these 20 numbers over to the game card as orange numbers. Okay, so I'll start in with the 52, the 58, 59, 64, and the 66. Next line down is the 5, the 11, the 22, 23 is already taken, so the 69. The next line down is the 2, the 8, 15, 19, and 58, which is already taken. And the next line down is the 31, which is taken, so the 43, the 58, 59, and 66 are already taken. So again, I'll make these orange. and I'll see how many I have. So I got 4, 2 are 6, 3 are 9, 1's 10, and 4 are 14. Okay, so I would move on to the green, then the blue, and whatever's left over is purple. But I already did it right here, so I'm just going to copy and paste just to speed things up a little bit. Okay, so it turned out that I had 13 red numbers, 14 orange, 16 green, 15 blue, and 11 purple numbers. Okay, so the reason why I do this is because I wanted to give each color a good representation. So if you take 69 numbers divided by 5 colors, it comes out to 13.8. So basically I'm just looking for double digits. And by doing this color code like this, I get a double digit result here. Okay, so what I mean to say is I get consistent double digit results. And when you have consistency, that's when things can become predictable. Okay, so again, there's 5 colors. Most of the time, a 5 color combination does not come up, but it just happened to come up here. So I don't think it's going to come up on this next drawing. So I'm going to try to predict what color will not be coming up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is look over here to the evens and odds, and I can see that even numbers have been the majority for a long time here. So I'm going to say that this next one is going to be the majority of odd numbers over even. Okay, so I want to look at each color, and I want to get rid of the color that has the most even numbers. Okay, so I'm going to start in with the red. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 13, so there's more odd numbers than even. So the orange, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's even, 7, 7. So green, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 even numbers and 5 odd numbers with this green. So far that one's looking good. So with the blue, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's more odd numbers with that. And then finally the purple, I got 1, 2, 3 out of 11. Okay, so the green one stuck out the most. So I'm going to eliminate the green numbers, and hopefully these green numbers do not come up. Okay, so if I'm correct with my guess here, and none of these green numbers come up, then I just gave myself better odds at picking the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so what happens if a green number does come up? That means that I'm not going to win the Powerball lottery. Okay, because I just got rid of them. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go to the individual numbers, what I call the individual numbers here. Okay, so you can see that these are the winning Powerball numbers. So let me go down one below at the 17 right here. So here's the 17, and as I come down, you can see that this mark is orange because the 17 is orange. Okay, so what I did here is I took the 69 numbers and I divided it into 7 different groups. Okay, so group number 1 over here has the numbers 1 through 9. This is the only group with 9 numbers, where the other 6 have 10 for 69 numbers. Okay, so how I use this is I look for a color that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so again, I got 5 colors. I got red, orange, green, blue, purple. You can see that all 5 colors are fairly close together here. And as I move on, I got red, orange, green, blue, purple, again, pretty much all around. Over here in the 20s, I got red, orange, green, blue, purple. And over here in the 30s, you can see that, well, the red's a little bit behind. So maybe a red number will be coming up here pretty soon. Okay, so looking over at the 40s. Again, I got red, orange, green, blue, purple. They're all right here. And here you can see with the 50 numbers that I don't have any green numbers. A green number hasn't come up in a little while. So maybe a green number will be coming up in the 50s. Okay, and the last one with the 60s over here. You can see an orange number hasn't come up, so maybe an orange will be coming up here pretty soon. Okay, so again, there's 7 of these groups, and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so the strategy is try to correctly guess what group will not be coming up and eliminate those numbers off of the game card. Okay, so for me, my pick is going to be no 60 numbers. Okay, and the reason why is because a 60 number has come up in the last 5 drawings in a row. And when that happens, it usually doesn't go 6. Okay, so it can go 6, of course. So this is where the betting comes in. Okay, I'm going to spend $3 on a Powerball ticket, which includes the power play. So basically I'm saying I'm going to bet my $3 that no 60 numbers will be coming up. So I'm going to eliminate these 60 numbers off of the game card. Okay, so I'm going to blow this back up. I'm going to go to the game card, and I'm going to eliminate the 60 numbers off of the game card. And again, hopefully these do not come up. Okay, so this is the strategy, okay, to reduce the numbers like this. So again, if I made the correct picks here, and the big word is if I made the correct picks and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so I'm moving on to the next strategy, my groups. This is group 4 right here, and basically I'm going to update this. And again, the numbers were 31, 32, both in blue. So I'm going to put 2 to represent those 31, 32. And then the next one was the 54, 60, and 63, all in the green. So I'm going to put a 3 here to represent those. So there's no winning Powerball numbers in the red area and no winning Powerball numbers in the orange. Okay, it hit 2 color groups, and the majority of the numbers were over here to the right side, so I'm going to color that to green. If the majority was over here to the left side, I would color the to red. Okay, just to give me some separation here. Okay, so I have 7 of these option cards to choose from, and hopefully I can predict where the 0 is going to be. Okay, so I also have a group 6. This is where I divided the numbers, the 69 numbers, into 6 different color groups. So I know that at least one of these groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it, because there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so I also have group 8. And this is where I know that 3 of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. And I also have group 10. Okay, so the reason why I have all even numbers here, group 4, 6, 8, and 10, is because so I could have the majority either on the left side or the right side, since everything's nice and even here. Okay, so let me look at something here. Like this group 6 here, you can see that bunch of green. That means that the winning Powerball numbers have been over here to the right side. So if I look at this and I say, yeah, I think that this is going to be a red number, then that means that the majority will be coming up over here to the left side, and I'll be looking over here at the right side to pick where the 0 is going to be, because there can only be a maximum of 2 over here. If the majority's over here, that means 3 or more, right? Okay, so I have a couple of these. This is Powerball number 2. And you can see with this one, I have 2 numbers at the top. And then I have Powerball number 3. And you can see that I have no numbers on the top. Okay? And the reason why I have it like this, staggered like this, is because I always want one of these in uh, this stage right here where I have 2 numbers. Okay? Because with this drawing coming up, I'm going to be putting in the other number in here, then I'll be putting colors into it. Okay, so there's 4 colors, and a light blue is where there's 2 zeros in a hit. A dark blue is where there's 3 zeros. A light red is where there's 2 hits and 1 zero, and a dark red is where there's 3 hits in a row. Okay, so I keep track of the 3s, like the 3 zeros or 3 hits. And you can see with the 3 zeros, usually there's at least one of them that comes up. Okay, so I'm looking at this and I say, okay, what are my options? Well, I got an option right here. Okay, with the red, it could have a 000 here in the green, or I could have a 000 here in the brown. Okay, so these are opportunities for a 000. Maybe I'll be putting a 3 right here, and all 3 of these will have a 0 to it. And if that's the case, then none of these red numbers will be coming up, none of the green numbers will be coming up, and none of the brown numbers will be coming up. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and again, I have 10 colors. There's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, so I know that 5 of these cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. But the thing is I really only want to pick at one of them. If I could just get one correct, I'll move on to the next option card, and then the next option card after that. Okay, so I look at this as like divide and conquer. Okay, I just want to get one correct and move on to the next one, and hopefully I'll get that one correct and correct and correct until I get all the Powerball numbers down to 5 on my game card. Okay, so I'm going to start in with this group 4, and this one really sticks out really nice over here. You can see that it's up to 6 of these dark reds. Okay, and here's one over here where it went 5 and then finally missed. So that's the question, will this have a 0 right here? I'm going to move on to the next one. I got 9 of these to choose from. So 9 times 4 equals 36, so I got 36 options, and if I could just get one of these options correct, that will help me out a lot because I can eliminate up to 17 numbers. Okay, so I'm looking, and again, I'm deciding where the 0 is going to be. Now you can see if a 0 came up here, I'm going to be marking this blue because there's 2 zeros here. And you can see that all these other ones have a blue mark, where this one here in the red has never had a blue mark here before. Okay, so I kind of like this one to have a blue mark, so I'm going to pick this one. Now I mark this with a blue, saying that I'm going to eliminate these numbers off my game card. So when I go to update this, I'll look at it and say, okay, hey, I got this correct. None of these red numbers came up, or It was this one or that one that came up and that one burned me. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these red marks off of my game card. Okay, so I got the 1, 4, 27, 30. We'll start out with that. Okay, so I'll get rid of the 30. Then I got the 15, 16, 25, 26. And then I got the 44, 47, 53, 56, plus the 52, 61. So I'll get rid of the 44, 52, 53, 56. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. And the last one is the 40, 41, 67, 68. And I'll get rid of the 41. Okay, so hopefully I made the correct pick so far, and none of these blocked out numbers come up. Okay, so moving on. Here's another one that has been really dark. This one had the 0 to it. Well, like I said, you know, the thing is that I already picked one, and just getting two of them correct. If I got that last one correct, getting two of them, the odds go way, way up. Okay, so I'm looking at this red one too, and the thing is I think there's going to be more odd numbers than even numbers that come up. And you can see that all these red numbers are odd numbers. Okay, so I don't want to touch that one. Okay, so I'm just looking just in case I see something. Okay, so again, I got one of them. I picked one of them. Hopefully I picked correctly. And now I'm moving on. Okay, so I'm going to move on to this 8A. This is where I divided things into 8 different color groups. Again, I know that 3 of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. The question is which one? Okay, so over here I got the triple zeros and the triple hit again. You can see that there was no triple zeros in this last one, which probably means that there'll be at least one coming up. So I have the opportunities in the red, blue, and green. I really don't like this red with all these zeros right here. So maybe this one will be a hit. So what do I have here? I got the 3 and the 41. And this blue has gone on a pretty good streak of hits. So I look at it like, okay, if it's been really hot, well, when's it going to cool down? Same way over here with this brown over this gray. You can see how hot it's been. I'll leave this one alone. I'm going to move on. I got blue, orange, green opportunities for a 000. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, so here I got red, blue, gray. Alright, I still don't like any of them. Let me look at the overview. Okay, so this is the overview of all three option cards. So in the red area in the last one, I had one hit and two misses for all three option cards. Now what I'm looking here for is this 03. You can see that, you know, it comes up fairly often, but I want to look for the ones that it hasn't come up. So you can see that here's the green, hasn't come up in a little while, but over here with the gray, it's never had one. So when's it due? When's it due to have a 000 like all the others? I'm gonna go with the 0 right here, and I'm gonna get rid of the 6 and the 36 off of my game card. So I'll get rid of the 2432, the 4554. Okay, I was looking at the gray one as well. Here all I see is odd numbers. So I don't want to touch this one because I think more odd numbers will be coming up than even. So I'm going to leave that one alone and move on to 8B. Okay, so it's just another option cards. I made lots of option cards for myself, so I could just pick one and move on to the next option card. I know that there's going to be 3 of these color groups that cannot have a winning Powerball number to it, but still, if I could just get one correct, getting 2 correct, the odds go way up. Now I'm looking at this purple. You can see that there's hasn't been 2 blue marks together. You know, like here's 2 blue marks, here's 3 blue marks. Here with this purple, it hasn't happened yet, but it has the opportunity right here to have a 0 to it. And I'm going to go for that. So I'm going to take this purple, and it's all odd numbers. I'm going to change my mind on that. Here I'm looking at a 000. I got the blue or yellow. And they both have the majority of even numbers, so I like that. I think I'll pick one. And I think I'll go with the yellow. So I'll get rid of the 4, 10, 22, 27. So I'll get rid of the 10, 22, 38, 44, 56, 62. And those are all gone. Okay, so moving on. Again, for a 000, I get an opportunity in the brown. And looking at this blue, like right here, look at all these hits right in a row, which it just doesn't happen very often to get that long of a line. So I'm going to predict that a 0 is going to be right here. Well, they're not all odd numbers, so I like that. So I'll get rid of the 2, 29, 17, 23. And then I'll get rid of the 36, 64, 51, 57. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. One thing I notice is a dark red band here, here, and here, and I don't see any green, dark green bands, so it has the opportunity right here. And if it is another green number, then the majority of the numbers will be over here to this right side. So here I have a 000 opportunity in the blue and the green. And you can see the blue has never had a 000 before. So hopefully it's due. I'm going to go for this blue. And I'm going to get rid of the 7, 16, 20, 28. So I'll get rid of the 7, 28. And then I'll get rid of the 38, 57. And those are gone. Okay, so I'm getting down there as far as the numbers. Again, if I've made the correct picks and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so I'm moving on. Okay, let's see. This is the overview. And the 03 hasn't come up in a long time with the brown. Well, anyways, I'm going to leave that alone and move on to the next one, 8C. For 000, I got the orange, green, and gray. So I kind of like this gray one because of all these numbers right here in a row. fact, looking at this yellow, all these zeros, I'm thinking that there's going to be a hit here. So I got the 3 to the 29 and the 41 to the 68. So I got the 313. I got the 313 still left on the board. Okay, another thing I noticed is there's no triple zeros here in this gray. I got one in the yellow, brown, purple, green. I got triple zeros in all the other colors except for this gray. So I'm going to go for this gray. Hopefully it's due to have a triple zero. So I'm going to get rid of the 2 to the 28 and the 40 to the 67. So I'll get rid of the 19 and the 48. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. And here's another long thing of hits, and finally that 0 came up. Okay, I got 4 opportunities for a triple zero. I got the red, green, gray, and yellow. Again, I've never seen the triple zero here in the gray. I'm going to go for that. So I got the 5 to the 8, 9, and then the 35 over to the 38. So I'll get rid of the 5 and the 8 and the 35. And again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. I got 2 triple zero opportunities, the red and the green. Don't really like them. Okay, so I'm moving on to group 10. First thing I want to do is look at the overview to see if there's a 03 that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so here's one in the red, the blue, orange, green, purple, yellow. A 03 hasn't come up a little while in the turquoise, the pink, brown, light blue. So I'm going to keep an eye on the turquoise. So far I kind of like this one. So 15, 23, 31, 34. So I'll get rid of the 31, 34. And then the 49, 58, 67. I get rid of the 58. Okay, so I'm down to 4, 6, 10, 11. Okay, so the reason why I believe in this game so much is because one time a couple years ago I reduced the numbers down to 10 numbers like this, and the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers landed within these 10 numbers. Okay, I only picked 2 correct that day, but still I looked at it and said, well, I gave myself a much better shot at winning a really good prize. Okay, so again, if I made all the correct picks, and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers have to be still left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so I'm moving on. Okay, I'm off to number 2 out of 3. So you can see usually there's a 000, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities. So you can see here in the brown there's never been a 000, where all the other colors have had 000s. So I'm going to go for this one. Hopefully it's due to come up. So I'll get rid of the 21, 28, 36, 47, 62. So I'll get rid of the 21. $48, $59. I'll get rid of the 59. And now I'm down to 9 numbers. Okay, so moving on. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options for 000. So I know that one of them is going to come through. Which one will it be? This one over here with the light blue, it's only had 1 000, where you can see that all the others have had a bunch. Or at least 2 over here. This green has at least 2. The blue has had at least 2. This one's only had 1. Maybe it's due to have a second one. Excuse me, folks. Okay, so there's no help there, so I'm going to go to the original group 10. You can see I got at least one number here. Let me go to the overview. Okay, so 03 pretty close to the top. It's not one that's really standing out. Maybe this turquoise right here. Okay, so you can see with this light blue, this 000 is kind of like the oldest. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Let's see if I hit anything. The 15, 17, 51, 59, 67. Nope, nothing there. Okay, so moving on. This one here in the turquoise. I'll go for this. Maybe it's due to have a 000 here. So I'll get rid of the 222, 15, 26. Nothing to get rid of. Then the 36, 56. Again, nothing to get rid of. So moving on. I guess I like the light blue over here for 000. Hopefully I'll knock something out. 41, 51, 59. 45, 37, 47. I think that 37's there. Okay, so I'm down to 8 numbers now. Usually a three color combination comes up. So I'm pretty sure I want at least 3 of these colors to come up. I got one even number here. And usually it's, never, for the majority of the time, odds 5 to 0, it does come up, but it's very rare. So I'm thinking that this 50, I'll probably go with this 50. Okay, let's see if I see anything in here. I guess what I'm looking for is, a long red mark like this over here, I guess. See if anything really stands out one way or another here with this turquoise. A bunch of zeros right here. So maybe this is going to be a hit. That's the 7 and 9 all the way down to the 68. So I got the 33 and the 50. So maybe that 50 will be coming up. Over here with this red, you can see how hot this has been compared to the others. Nothing to get rid of. Okay, still don't see anything. Moving on. Nothing I really want to bet on that, nothing that I'm willing to say I'll bet that $3. This is ideal, like I said, a really long red mark. Okay, I keep on moving. Here we go with this turquoise. I'll go with this one. And nothing to get rid of. Okay, so moving on. I'm looking at this yellow for a hit. Got the 11 and the 33. Kind of like this pink over here. Nothing to get rid of though. I also like this turquoise for a hit. There's that 33 again. There's the 55. Maybe this blue to have a hit. Oh, there's the 43. Okay, so moving on. Here I'm going to go right to the end to see if I see anything that has any 03s that hasn't come up in a while. There it is in the yellow. Take a look at the yellows. So this is Powerball number 3. Again, you can see I have no hits at the very top, which this, in my opinion, is the hardest one to pick from. Okay, not seeing much. Moving on to the next one, 3B. Right here, this light blue, you can see all these zeros right here. Oh, there's that 43 again. So far I like the 11, the 33, the 43, 50, and 55. Let's see if I can knock out one more. Oh, it's not looking good. I was looking at this orange one. I'm thinking there's going to be a hit. And there's that 50 again. Okay, so I think I'm just going to get rid of the 3, the 13, and the 39. I didn't see those really come up. So I kind of like this. It's a 3-color combination. So this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the 11, the 33, the 43, the 50, and the 55. Okay, so a Powerball number. I think that this is going to be a red number right here. So it means high, 14 to 26. And I think that this is going to be even. So I'm going to go with either the 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. And the oldest one is the 16. Or the 24. They're side by side here, so okay, so I'm going to go with the 16. Okay, so the numbers I'm going to go with is the 11, 33, 43, 50, 55, and the Powerball number 16. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so like Sherlock Holmes would say, it's a matter of deduction. So if these blocked out numbers don't come up, then these 5 highlighted numbers have to come up. Okay, so let's go over the odds real quick. Okay, they get the grand prize, all 5 white balls and the red ball. It's 1 in 292 million that you'll get it correct. This game is geared up for mostly the white balls. Okay, so just getting the 5 white balls correct is 1 in 11,688,000. Okay, so in other words, you can make nearly 12 million 5-number combinations out of 69 numbers. Okay, so I don't want to say that this is going to be easy. Okay, so another great prize would be 4 white ball numbers in the Powerball, pays 50 grand, plus the power play if you play it. Okay, so moving on, okay, in closing, I want to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com/decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. Again, there's no "the" there, so it's just decodingpowerball@gmail.com. And as always, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.